of blasphemous libel for blogging about Unitarian Universalist criminals, I could have spent up to 2 years in jail. But of course, the key word in Maître Marc-André Coulombe's accusation was unfounded, and there was nothing even remotely unfounded about my allegations, which I made clear to him. But the fact remains is that this was a very blanket statement. It could be interpreted as a blanket denial of any pedophilia or rape committed by Unitarian Universalist ministers. It could be seen or interpreted as a claim that, no Unitarian Universalist minister has ever committed such despicable crimes as pedophilia and rape. So, truly open to some question there about whether or not it was an outright denial of pedophilia and rape. It certainly could be interpreted that way. But even if it isn't, it is, Jim Key's statement in his so-called apology most certainly is an outright denial of sexual abuse of children by Unitarian Universalist ministers. Anyhow, we're just going to continue circulating here. People are starting to show up to the Unitarian Church of Montreal and entering, so I guess there is a service. I've so far seen just 2 people go in the front door. A few others may have gone in through the back door, but very low turnout so far. And it is the summer services that are led by lay people rather than the minister, Reverend Diane Rollert. So this may result in a lower attendance during this summer. Not to mention the fact that, hey, it's a really nice sunny day and people might have better things to go do than attend the Unitarian Church of Montreal on a nice sunny day. Might be out there catching the rays like I am. I might get a little bit of a tan out of this. So, anyhow, just coming up for about 20 minutes worth of video time here, and a little over 20 minutes worth of protesting time. And so far I've only seen 2 people enter the Unitarian Church of Montreal. So we'll see what happens. Looks like another one's showing up there, most likely, from the look of things. Then again, maybe not. Nope, that woman is heading up the street, not going to church today. And it looks like one of my picket signs got blown down by a gust. Put it back up. So anyhow, I'm going to just zoom in on the picket signs here. So Unitarian Universalist misuse blasphemy law to cover up and deny pedophilia and rape. Entirely truthful statement arising out of the fact that the Unitarian Universalist Association did in fact arrange to have their Canadian attorney, Stikeman Elliott Barristers and Solicitors litigation and defamation lawyer, Maître Marc-André Coulombe, draft an arrogant and aggressive cease and desist demand letter, which amongst other highly questionable accusations falsely accused me of violating Canada's blasphemy law in legal bullying that was clearly intended to intimidate me into taking down, deleting, memory holing the Emerson Avenger blog post that told the readily verifiable truth about Reverend Mac Wallace Mitchell and Richard Buell being charged, tried, and convicted of committing such despicable crimes as pedophilia and rape. As I said, I do not think of Reverend Mac Wallace Mitchell as specifically being a pedophile rapist because although he did rape teenagers, who the youngest age that I know of for certain is 15. That doesn't quite fall into the pedophilia bracket as far as I'm concerned. But Richard Buell was most certainly a pedophile rapist, and I use that term in my blog posts and use it now. I think it's a very, right to the point description of Richard Buell, convicted of raping preteen girls who were no older than 12 years old at the times that the rapes took place, and could have been as young as 6, according to some estimates. So, got a taxi pulling up here. So, taxi for disabled people. So we'll just get out of the way and continue to circulate here. So yes, it's been just over 5 years since I was falsely accused of committing blasphemous libel by the Unitarian Universalist Association via their Canadian attorney's demand letter. And I made it very, very clear at the very beginning, within days of being falsely accused of blasphemous libel for allegedly making unfounded and vicious allegations to the effect that ministers of the association engage in such despicable crimes as pedophilia and rape. I made it very, very clear to Maitre Marc-Andre Coulombe that, and also UUA leadership, that my blog posts were by no means unfounded, and that they most certainly did not constitute blasphemous libel by anyone's stretch of the imagination, other than his, of course, and of course UUA leadership, and that I most certainly was not taking down any of the blog posts. I was not going to remove so much as a comma from those blog posts, and that I expected Maitre Marc-Andre Coulombe and the Unitarian Universalist Association to formally withdraw that false accusation of blasphemous libel against me, to publicly apologize for bringing that false accusation of blasphemous libel against me, and to tell the truth about just how many Unitarian Universalist ministers were in fact guilty of engaging in such despicable crimes as pedophilia and rape. The word that Maitre Marc-Andre Coulombe used was engage. So that covers a lot of territory, in my view. By saying engage, rather than something like, let's say, convicted, good morning.
You never quit, do you?
I take breaks every now and then. I might not be here next Sunday, actually.
I never believed in this crazy church anyway. This is crazy Montreal, right? Lunatics.
They think I'm the lunatic.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's sort of like almost a fool's errand not to be disrespectful to you.
No,
because there's so many fucking liberals.
Mm.
They believe in this bullshit. I'm Irish Catholic from New Jersey. I've lived in Montreal for 38 years. There are so many problems here. It's unbelievable, right? And, just acting like everything is fine and we're all one big good group of people. In the end, they're not good people.
Well, absolutely. And that's actually one of my points is by ignoring this protest, they're pretending, there's nothing wrong with us, we're fine.
But this is what Montreal does well, right? Just as Anglophones with the fucking government of Quebec. Look at the whole place. It's totally francophonized, right? We only take, the immigrants from...
Yeah, I hear you.
Right?
But, to be honest, I hear you. I'm a classic liberal. Like, if you look the word liberal up in a dictionary, you'll probably... But yeah, these are I call these people pseudo-liberals. They're not true liberals. If you look the word up in a dictionary,
they're like this Bernie Sanders socialist in the States. Like, who would think if you want to live in a socialized country, come to Canada, right?
Yeah.
And I believe it can work in the rest of Canada, like even the medical system, it's imploding.
Yeah, I know that.
It's
yeah.
imploding
Yeah.
a tabernacle.
Yeah.
Even the
But
wealthy
that's
people.
bad management. I mean, it could be managed better. In
But
fact,
we know that the Quebec government never managed anything properly. Hello, right? And as Anglophones, the smart, strong, whatever, and allophones, and the couple smart French Canadians, right, that went to university, come on.
well, I think a lot of French Canadians go to university. But
To say, it's enough. We
a lot
can't
of them are
have-
actually. A lot of.
But it's almost over now. Really, look at
Oh.
McGill. McGill is downgraded in his science medical department to like 67. The same and equal as University of Montreal. Give me a break already. Right? I mean, half the doctors that come out of there, you're like, are you kidding me? But I mean, this is
that
what...
might explain the bad lawyers I've had to deal with.
But of course, Quebec, millions of lawyers, right?
This young lady wants to give you their version of events. I'd actually invite you to go have a chat with her. She'll feed you with bullshit.
Nobody fills me with
No, but
bullshit.
go have some fun.
I'm American
Go have some fun.
conservative from New Jersey.
Go have some fun. Have a chat with her. So Shoshana Green came out of the church, and she wanted to give the Unitarian Universalist Church's version of events, which is basically a gigantic pile of bullshit that misrepresents pretty much everything. She went back into church in a bit of a huff because this woman, who describes herself as a conservative, and I'd say an outspoken person to say the least, didn't even want to talk to her. So Shoshana wasn't very happy about that sort of storm back into the church. Unfortunately, I didn't capture that on video. And it looks like we're coming up to the end of a half-hour segment. Got about a minute left, and the battery's running low. So I'm going to let it run out, and then I'm going to change batteries and start a new half-hour segment of video. But it's a very quiet protest in terms of people coming to the Unitarian Church of Montreal this morning. I've seen 3 people enter so far, and I do believe the service will be starting quite soon. Well, maybe not. It might still be a bit of time before the service starts. Let's see if we can have a look at our timepiece here and see what it says. So yeah, 10:09. So there's still 20 odd